probably a beautiful Chinese fake. And those are sold the world around. In Tucson, Arizona, there's a great place called Geo World where you can just go and wander, and you can get these slabs and these fossils for your bathroom sink and your living room wall.
Yeah.
They have crinoids, huge ammonites and things.
The
Some of
spiral ones?
Yes, some of them are real. Some may have been helped on a little bit by polishers and sanders. It's difficult to know, but it is unfortunate that
What a scam business.
put China, China's fossil world in international prominence. So now the Chinese government stands behind a lot of these things, whether real or fakes, and they will not allow them to be examined in the West. And if they're disproven to be real, then it's a slap. They lose face. It's a loss of prestige. But some Chinese fakes have been so well done, they've even taken in the best scientists over here. And National Geographic went ahead and posted a picture of this supposed creature, which they had created by putting different bones and different slabs together. And that's what happens when you rush findings into the public sphere without writing a paper or doing all the things that you're supposed to.
Dr. Hal, have there been cases of where like the giant humanoids like David and Goliath?
Goliath of Gath. He was a big.
Yeah, you don't see any evidence in museums of like gigantic humanoids.
It all depends. You don't see anything that is interpreted as evidence of a giant humanoid. However, weirdos and kooks are always claiming that there were giants in the earth in those days. In the Bible, the Anakim, the sons of Anak, were so large that humans were grasshoppers, it says, in comparison to them. But whether or not there were giant humans, there are certainly giant apes that were extremely man-like. Gigantopithecus, which some people have theorized is still alive and is the abominable snowman, or depending on where it's found, was examined by the German scientist Weidenreich, who examined the teeth. And he said, based on these teeth, I would say that this should not be called Gigantopithecus or giant ape, but Giganthropus or giant man. It's like a huge ogre or gorilla, like semi-human man. Of course, they were huge, but they were more peaceful than the other humanoids who wiped them out, Peking man. And today there is no fossil evidence anywhere Peking man, because all the fossils that were ever collected were in a boxcar that got mixed up in World War II on a sighting when the Japanese did something, and it's gone.
Now, Governor Rocknar, a little side note, apparently these giant bones that the Smithsonian hides from us, now apparently these giant bones were made up to, or the dinosaur bones were made up to replace the giant humanoids. That there was. Did you ever hear that one, Dr. Hell?
Well, people could allege anything, but once you're actually looking at a bone, you're not going to be fooled by a fake one, especially.
No, okay, but okay. Have you heard about the mammoth site in California, Southern California?
Well, there are many mammoth sites, and if it weren't the COVID time, I'd be going to Burning Man, which is a lake bed from which they took the largest mammoth ever excavated in the lower 48 of the United States. But yes, I did read there's a new mammoth site, and there's one in Mexico also.
Okay, well, since we're in this zone, I've talked to the people who have excavated themselves and who have access to all of those mammoth bones from Southern California. Now, here's the thing, that apparently this predates the human-animal interaction by 100,000 years.
Nobody's quite sure when the first humans got here, but that was just put back by many thousands of years.
Yeah. They said originally it was around 15 to 20,000 years ago, but then they now since this was just found in the past 15, 20 years, now they're predating human, and it showed a stick or bones being pressed in between rocks, and then they were breaking it. The humans were breaking it, so that showed that the humans were using tools 115,000 years ago. And I was debating the scientist who graduated from the University of Berkeley. I debated him on stage for 3 hours in front of a packed audience in 2017, and that was the first ever San Diego flat Earth versus spherical debate, and we talked about all different types of it was and then Eddie Bravo and Alex Jones, then they started to talk about the flat Earth down in Southern California. Now all of these guys, Alex Jones, Eddie Bravo, and all these different types of mainstream comedians like Joe Rogan and Ari Shaffar and Jim Norton, they're all getting in on it, and it's really freaking pissing me off.
You saw, I think, the guy who was taking off in a rocket to behold the flat Earth crashed, and
yeah, I was friends with him, and he was in my group, and he's dead now. Yeah, I literally was talking with him. Actually, here's the thing: I made a video of him about him in 2017, and I said that he's not a real flat earther and that he's going to die and make the flat Earth look stupid. And I said that 3 years on the date, and not only was it on the date of his death, 3 years to the day.
Make him look that stupid. It's not everybody can build a working rocket ship.
Well, he wasn't. He was a rocket scientist and a stuntman, and he was not. He just used the flat Earth as a platform. He was a stuntman.
It gets it.
And a rocket scientist. Yes, exactly.
Have you ever been to the Mojave Spaceport?
I have not.
No, used to go there, and then after 9/11, they sealed it off. They let you ride through in a bus, but they had to have some guy in a uniform on the bus, and you couldn't get out of the bus anymore. But a cool place where they're developing all this new generation of rockets and space.
Yeah.
And also, amusingly, they had the leftover barge from Waterworld dragged up there, and you can see it flying in the desert.
Wow, that's badass.
But they had some of the first, now they have these rockets that take off and land on their fins that are operated with a computer mouse. It's a much.
It looks like bad Nintendo graphics to me when I watch it.
They really work. They have them. Some of them are decommissioned, but standing out there. However, they don't let you get out and walk around among them anymore. Not since the Twin Towers attack.
The reason that the Twin Towers went down is to stop flying cars. By the way. They don't want They don't want human civilians to have access to flying cars, and
they're already preventing it.
And because since
had the flying cars for some time,
easily, but now we can't. Now we won't get them because now you can take a flying car and fly it into a building. So you're not. There you go.
Allowed to take off.
Well, that's where they're going to have like all kinds of autopilot systems and all kinds of safeties engaged. Where if a computer can stop your car before it hits like a wall, then
look at Kobe Bryant.
It's going to have collision avoidance.
Yeah, Kobe's dead now.
Kobe ain't here. Take off in anything that flies from a regulated airport. You have to file a flight plan.
Kobe's dead only because he had evidence about Hillary Clinton that would have sent her to prison.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite obvious that Kobe was fighting the conspiracy and that they had to take him out because he's too smart and too intelligent.
Yeah.
I mean, and they killed his 13-year-old daughter. She's 13. I wonder, and it was right before the Grammys. 13? Kobe? Come on, get the fuck out of here.
And that's when all this COVID nonsense took over.
Kobe.
Yep.
Actually, it was around 10 years ago. The swine flu, the SARS, is a form of the same virus.
Right. This is SARS-CoV-2 is the name of the organism.
Well, COVID-19 is coronavirus, not 2019. But there's
Right.
a 2021 one on the way.
Yep, of course.
Ooh.
Yes,
There is.
it is based on once more swine flu type pig exhalations. It has nothing to do with eating pork unless you're eating pig tracheal sushi, but it does have to do with the same airborne particulate viral thing.
What is the mutation rate of COVID-19? Is it to where there could be like theoretically multiple varieties of
Well, they're
coronavirus
already
just in the
seeing it
United
evolve.
States?
It mutates rapidly.
Right. They've already seen mutations.
Markets in China. But American meat packing plants are not far behind to generate more infection. But the wet markets are the places where these things get out of control.
Hey, Flat Earth.
What
You
up?
know the last thing that went through Kobe Bryant's mind, right?
Yeah. Huh?
What's the last thing that went through Kobe Bryant's mind?
I mean, this is a sensitive topic for me, but he was obviously protecting his baby girl.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were a fan. The answer is sheet metal.
Aw.
I was gonna say the copter blade.
Yep, copter blade. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I just hope that Donald Trump is actually Andy Kaufman in disguise as his greatest prank ever, and that he'll come out after his presidency, and he'll take off his what was his Tony Clifton fat suit?
Tony.
Yeah.
So he'll take off his Donald Trump suit and reveal that he faked his death and he became the president. And then he'll say, hey, Kobe he's actually still alive. Look, we faked our. Oh, please.
That's better than the country deserves.
Oh man. Or John Candy. Trump could be John Candy that faked his death. Well, I hope that. I mean, come on. Look. Honestly.
You know the one thing about Trump though that is going to be true. We're never going to hear the end of him. Because he's going to get some cable TV show, or he's going to just continue to tweet. And unlike other presidents, like how many times do you hear about Carter in a daily, conversation? You don't really hear about him because he doesn't really do anything, and the things he doesn't really concern you. You
mean Jim Morrison?
Jim Morrison.
He faked his death and became
Jimmy Carter, huh?
No, it's actually I'm wrong. Jim Morrison faked his death and then became Rush Limbaugh, and JFK faked his death and became Jimmy Carter.
You see, Jimmy Carter, the reason he's lived so long is he worked on a nuclear submarine. So
he was a nuclear engineer. He was our smartest president.
And when 3 Mile Island happened, he was actually, went right to the scene, and he's actually talking with the engineers, and he's actually saying, don't sugarcoat it for me. And they're trying, well, Mr. President, and then they says, speak to me like you would speak to a regular engineer. And then finally, once they did, it's like, okay, yeah. Then he started understanding the problem.
Did anybody watch the Chernobyl show, the cable?
Oh, yes.
I've seen it, yeah.
That's great. I think it's a great thing.
Brutal show.
Yeah.
Real though, talking about not sugarcoating it, and so well done, so well acted. One guy, was it Skarsgård, got an Emmy for his performance.
Mm-hmm.
But really worth watching. I couldn't recommend it too much.
Yeah, it's when they talk about photos that kill. The photographer that took a picture of what's now known as the elephant foot, which is one of the main leakages of the reactor, he went from background radiation to 900 rads instantly. And so to see that photograph, you're seeing someone's death because he died trying to take it.
Well, everything that photographs the elephant's foot dies. It's not just humans. It's
But
not.
some of the miners who worked in the nude, who went in there, who were sent in because the machines wouldn't work, have actually survived. Some of them are still around.
Really?
But the radiation is so high, it destroys electronics, like, in minutes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A good scene in the movie where they are going to fly a helicopter over, and they say, "No, don't fly a helicopter over," and they ignore it, and the helicopter goes over, and then it just sort of
It goes down. I remember that.
right.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to sign off, but I'll be back.
It's great to see you, Dr. Howe. Love
Yeah, it
you.
was a pleasure
Sorry.
seeing you, man. I really enjoyed talking with you, dude.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a talk to you guys. I hope you're having a fun virtual X Day, and we should all try to have a real one next time.
Yeah.
Dr. Howe.
Sort of shaming to see all those films of past X Days with everything going on, and then the later ones aren't that much fun. But then a lot has happened.
Well, hopefully we can get something going for X Day 24
Yeah.
besides virtual world.
Well, X Day 24 may as well start the moment X Day 23 ends.
That's how it works.
Yeah, until there's a coronavirus, this is our pleasure saucer. Until there's a cure for the coronavirus, I should say. This will be our pleasure saucer for a while.
X Day needs to bring back youthful nudity.
Right.
We need more youthful nudity.
Well, that may happen if, as some plan, the whole thing is
We could go man nudity even.
Florida nudist camp, which we've been offered as an.
There was no nudity at X Day.
More nudity you're going to get in.
Nerdity.
Well, I'll see you later. I'll see you later, Doctor.
All right. Goodbye, all.
Bye.
Take care, Dr. Howe.
Hey, Dr. Howe.
What a nice guy.
He is.
Oh yeah.
He's all right.
Ooh, toga. Rev Eddie, there's a toga. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm in my I'm naked, so I've got my blankie on me, so I don't show you my doodle accidentally.
Oh, that would be such a shame.
How shitty's everyone day been so far?
I'm really cute.
Yeah, I gotta agree with them. Do it.
I woke up. Actually, no, I didn't get ruptured, and I was out of fucking beer. I'm almost out of cigarettes. Had to watch a toddler who woke up at 7. Thankfully, she took a nap at noon.
Sounds like Lloyd really needs to see the doodle to make his day.
Hey, you're not recording, are you, Rocknar?
No, well.
Okay.
He's broadcasting on YouTube.
Nope, still too low.
Still,
You can't get it up. There he goes.
Nice.
Oh, finally, nudity at X Day.
Useful nudity.
Yeah.
All right, 80 wins the
Or did you
pot.
say youthful?
I think I like the female nudity a little bit better.
yeah.
Oh no, I personally enjoyed the male nudity.
Oh, thanks,
Looking
Chip.
great.
I figured you would at least.
Yep, looking great there, Rev.
Thanks, man. I'm in great shape for my age. I've got a gorgeous ass, and my wife just loves it.
No.
What you do with that shoe?
It's a wife's job to say so.
I know, right?
Well, the problem is because if she doesn't say so, then people like me come along and we'll happily just take that ass right on out.
Right?
Joyce tells me all the time I have a nice ass.
You do.
Aw.
I don't think I've seen yours unclothed, but yours is quite nice.
It's okay. It's a good ass. It served me well.
Right?
It sits well on me.
Don't you sit well on it?
Mine's especially clean. I got a bidet right at the beginning of COVID season.
I got a bidet too, and Triology soaps.
Yeah.
BiologySoaps.com.
It's a shoe. Does this one fit you? I don't think you can fit your foot in there anymore.
Well, folks,
What
it's
time fit our
5:45, and I think I'm going to go eat the first hot meal I've had in 4 days. So,
All right.
Don't burn yourself.
go eat something that's not a bologna sandwich.
Okay.
So,
Are you going to keep the channel going?
But on that note, if I come back and you guys aren't here, I did want to say thank you all for coming. I hope you all had fun. This was a lot of fun for me.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Thank you
Thanks
so much
again,
for putting it on.
Fisher.
and we do this once a week. So, we're here every Saturday afternoon. So if you enjoyed doing this and you feel like seeing everybody again next Saturday, we'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Cool. Which one will it be? Will it be the seminar, the chat, or is it another channel altogether?
it's another channel altogether, but it's always that same channel. We changed the channel for X Day, so it would be different. But the website where you can get that information is again gonzotronics.com.
Okay.
And it's /diaspora, DIASPORA.
/diaspora. Oh, perfect.
And that's got the link, the password, the meeting ID, all that stuff is on that webpage.
So we're done.
Fisher, thanks a lot for setting this up.
I think I'm going to
Really
bounce
appreciate
out too here. So it was a fun time, fun for Sex Day.
Man,
So
Adorno, it's
glad I
great
got
to
to
meet
see
you,
you at all.
dude.
Yeah, thank you.
I had a
Good to
good
see you all
time.
too.
Go have a
Yeah.
cheesy beef for me.
I'll be at the diaspora call Saturday for sure.
All right, very good. It was cool getting up in the morning and walking out in my office and having Subgenius waiting for me out there. It was just really cool.
Hot and cold running Subgenius right there ready for you.
Great.
Last night was off the hook. Just cacophony and so much shit going on. My mind was.
All right, ready to roll. So praise Bob.
All right. Hey, praise Bob, everybody.
Praise Bob, folks.
All right, take care. I'm going to go eat hot food.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what are you eating, Nigel?
Oh, we're done. We had hot dogs and hamburgers, and now we're just sitting back drinking beer and socializing.
Nice.
Sweet. Oh,
Yeah,
duh.
we'll have
Hank is
cereal.
there. He told us you guys were making dogs and burgers. Duh.
Yeah, he's right here.
That handsome feller. Look at that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lloyd, I think I need our Guinness.
I don't know if that shows up in the light. That's called Choosy Mother Peanut Butter Porter.
How is it?
Oh, it's pretty tasty. It's from one of the breweries in Richmond. I meant to
I
tell
like the
Pressure
liquor.
about it because he and Joyce were down there recently.
Hey, I should have told Chaosmic Bobcat that there's.
I think it's raining out here.
There's a brew called Shannon the Dude brew that she needs to try.
Oh yeah, I fucked up. I watered my plants. Of course it rains.
Were you shouting at me, Andrew?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm almost out of my Guinness. I think I'm going to need another one.
I drank all my beer last night. All my breakfast beers, everything.
Oh,
Iced
man.
beer.
It is
I got
pouring
like
the
one
rain in
more
my house,
breakfast
man.
beer.
So Jen's on her way home from work. She's stopping by the store to get more beer. I got a good one.
The place I pick up my Guinness actually decently priced, unfortunately, is a liquor store. And here in Texas, they close on Sundays.
Ouch.
So, yeah, I
Doesn't
can't.
sound
Your
American.
Guinness is at a liquor store? How high proof is your Guinness?
Well, no, they just have a better price than the grocery store.
I'm
See, at
paying
the grocery store, I have to pay
$18
like
for an
9.50
8-pack.
for a 4-pack, but at the
Ouch.
liquor store, I can get like an 8-pack for $15.
Colorado just finally legalized hard beer.
Hard beer.
Yeah.
Is it Colorado didn't let hard beer? What the?
Oh, you mean that hard?
Like
I mean the hard
beer,
seltzer
kind of
shit?
What do you mean hard beer? Like beers above a certain percentage, or?
Yeah. Well, it.
Barley wine.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a bunch of the convenience stores called Loaf and Jug. As soon as the real beer law passed, they started building like beer caves and shit. And now you see signs like "real beer served here."
Joyce says hi.
Hey,
Hi,
how's it going?
Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Hey, Joy.
Like your hair.
She definitely gives a thumbs up to the compliment on the hair. She's been working.
I see her post the pics. Rockner, I was considering driving up by you guys just because y'all are legal up there.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Been thinking
once
about it.
once we're having, once we can get the okay for it, we'll have a Pueblo Devival.
That's a long way to travel, though.
Got that.
No worse than getting to Ohio.
No.
Flights are really cheap right now.
We need to get Shoggoth up there so they can finally have the Rumble.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, and I want to see if a certain someone can go more than 14 seconds.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. That's how long he lasted in the ring, is 14 seconds.
At least
in
he
a
got
ring,
in the
okay.
ring. I will give him cred. He did get in the ring.
But now
What
he let his
he
license
what was he?
lapse.
MMA event? What kind of ring did Sam get in?
It was MMA.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some ex-Marine just took him down in 14 seconds with a haymaker. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
20%. I got a hell of a mixed
That's
drink
what
here.
the
Fireball whiskey, rum shot
triogeny
of
soap
lemon,
should be.
and Kahlua.
You should make it like out of hay.
Yeah, a hay scent, and
Yeah.
that'll be the Sam Stutler bar.
Yeah.
You can see it coming a mile away.
And knocks you out in 14 seconds.
What a freak. What a total freak.
You know what? He has his positives. He drives me to work, 5 days a week. He picks me up from work 5 days a week.
Oh.
I pay him
Doing
out of
okay
my
with
paycheck
Christine.
for the gas for his car for this. And he actually has
Fucked up,
a decent car. So, the sad
To
part
Bard. Dude, what a guy. I just can't believe you still live with him.
All right, I'll tell the Bard I think he's a pussy.
Hi, yes, hi, Ima. Someone has to take care of the poor fool. That's my.
I thought that was Christina.
Well, I had to move us out here, and then my ultimate plan was to get out of this apartment, but then Sam kind of had his mind broken by a call center job, and
Now you got that Three's Company shit going on.
Well, I don't know.
Three's company, four's an orgy.
Does Sam have a significant other?
Yes, he does.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you would just kind of, let him be happy with his significant other and stop pestering his significant other about like, hey, why are you still with Sam?
Yeah, whatever.
Well,
Mark Zuckerberg? I hear they get along great.
oh yeah. Him and Mark, communicate every 30 days. Basically, Mark says, you need to go in timeout. But no, Sam is active right now. No, you're not going to report him. No, Chip. Sit down, Chip. Chip,
Yeah,
sit
don't
down.
report him.
Chip, sit
I
down.
mean, Sam is mostly harmless.
Yeah.
You can dodge one of his punches pretty easily, from what I hear.
For real.
I can tell you
He
firsthand.
telegraphs pretty good.
To me, so I have no problems directly with him. So he's just a silly guy.
It's only his assholeness.
He does kind of come off, in a certain way towards people. I will grant you that.
Well,
yeah.
You
had
were
him on the
Lochnar at one point.
several times. I remember that he would call in.
Yeah.
Let's remember you were Lochnar at some point. So,
yeah, I went through my growing phase. I went from
we all did.
Yeah. We go from basically a ugly caterpillar to a semi-beautiful moth.
Drawn towards the light.
Exactly.
The light of Bob.
What was I thinking? I was thinking of something. Oh yeah, do you still call in to synesthesia, Governor Rocknar?
I don't have a phone to do that. No, I haven't listened to synesthesia in a while. I used to have an Obama phone, but I kind of let that lapse, and I kind of need to get another Obama. I kind of need to get another phone now. So.
Oh, you don't want to call it a Trump phone?
No. Well, here's the weird part. The site that I was logging on to, it was over at Reverend Indy, at his place, and because do you any of you remember Reverend Indy?
No.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, from Chicago. He was originally from Chicago. He moved to Pueblo. Anyway, Indy hooks me up with this website called QLink, and for some reason the iPad that I was on had it on the Spanish version of QLink. And when my QLink order for my Obama phone came through, and then Trump said that he was going to test out the presidential alert system on everybody's phone all at once, kind of thing. Mine didn't get the notice for some reason.
At one point, even coming close.
My Trump phone never got the notification that the president was testing out the alert system.
Citizens living in the border regions were abducted and taken away to live as slaves.
So,
one poet.
Did you at least get your $1,200?
Yeah, I got my stimulus. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. It helped out a lot. It helped out tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Rocknar, I have one other question that I've never been able to ask you, but I've heard, and I think I've heard it from your own mouth, but I was there listening. What is the connection between your dad and Franco-American Chef Boyardee? There's a connection there, right?
No.
Oh. I thought at one time you were
the legend.
That's one of the legends, is that you are that your dad was one of the heirs to the Franco-American Chef Boyardee.
Hardly.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's why I asked.
No, you're probably misthinking of where one of my dad's biggest clients was Chuck E. Cheese for the tokens.
Oh.
You're thinking that, and Chuck E. Cheese was both my dad's biggest customer and also his biggest headache because of the Chucky slugs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So my dad came up with a token design that actually busts the Chuckies because it's got two different metals in the token and it rejects everything else. So it was designed to get rid of Chucky slugs.
Oh, I see.
That's where you're thinking, because of the Chuck E. Cheese, which...
That's it.
I don't know how my dad would feel about that. I'm thinking he's happy and sad at the same time that Chuck E. Cheese is finally going out of business. But that was kind of a doomed market anyway, because, places like Dave & Buster's...
They just filed bankruptcy. They didn't go out of business. They were still keeping some of their stores.
Yeah, you could actually get Chuck E. Cheese delivered under the old name Pasquale's Pizza. That's what it shows up on your credit card statements as.
Yep.
So they will deliver you what little remains of their Chuck E. Cheese inventory.
What about the cheap little prizes, though, that we used to trade the tickets in for?
Those weren't, yeah. What's going to happen?
I mean, the number of, toddlers I had to trip in order to get their tickets from them.
Have you seen a modern Chuck E. Cheese? It's almost like they've taken out all the games. It's almost like gambling for kids.
My kid bitches about that. Yeah, he's like, it's all boring now. It's all on the...
Let me bring out something that my dad did in 1976. Give me just a sec.
Yeah, it's like all gambling for kids. Here, bet on this roulette wheel that's neon, but it's still roulette.
Well, he says, since they got rid of the tickets and now you just get rewards put onto your little digital card, it's like that kind of eliminates half the fun of it. Half the fun of it was to see how many physical tickets you would get out of the actual machine.
Right.
Now it's just like Dave & Buster's for kids.
Blitz and chips.
That sounds like some fucking Disney bullshit that for men, for boys.
I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but...
Here, kids, get ready to gamble and go to the casinos as you're a child.
No.
Right.
Have fun.
Hey, gotta get them early.
This was
Get ready for adulthood, kids.
This was a promotional my dad did in conjunction with Long John Silver's.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
And basically, what this was in 1976, you could go to Long John Silver's, and you could
That's the
get
old mascot.
You could get the set of 8 collections.
I remember those.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And my dad included one of the little coin collector things you would have that they would give you. And these were how detailed the designs were.
Nice.
See those?
Wow.
Holy
Pretty
fuck.
cool.
Yeah, this is something my dad.
Awesome.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, I do remember those as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, what I remember best about my dad is things like that.
But it's the ass whoopings that really stuck with you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for real.
They always do.
All the kids who were begging me for free tokens for the arcade, and I'm like, no, that ruins the concept of it. I was like, well, you'll just take an ass whooping instead. Like, yeah, I guess I will.
The more he began to
Oh, I was thinking the ass whoopings from your dad, but okay.
No. My dad, he did try to take a belt to me at the age of 9, and I had like 3 empty Folgers coffee cans that I had kind of crudely taped together with like Scotch tape. And my dad was like, he was just getting the belt out, slap, slap. And then I'm like, trying to, hold him at bay with this. And I swing it, and one of the cans flies off from the tape, hits him in the gut, actually breaks his rib.
Wow. What
And
did you have in that thing? Like
They were
lead?
They were
or
3
something?
empty cans. They were just 3 empty cans.
How can an empty
never-
coffee can break a rib?
He never saw. Well,
forces burst out of hiding.
he never took the belt to me after that.
But the infantry
He actually showed a little props and respect to me for that, because he's like, hey, kid stood up to me. I can't just take the belt to him again like that. So
Oh, yeah, he's that kind of manly man.
I guess.
Wow, lucky.
Well, he was
Usually
Navy.
what happens when you beat them up like that is they come back twice as hard.
No, he was
They were
Navy.
just-
He was Navy. He was a paralyzed Navy veteran.
One was Army.
Yeah. But still, I respect my dad. I don't mind he did what he had to do, kind of things. I just wish that I had been a little more aware of the financial situation towards the end, so that he wouldn't have gotten fleeced by the bank.
With their intentions revealed.
Because they fucking U.S. Bank. That's the real reason, Andrew, that I was running for Congress, is fucking U.S. Bank taking advantage of my dad. I was like,
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, they allowed a $75,000 home equity line of credit type loan to be processed over the phone on property that they never confirmed was in his name to begin with.
Oh, they did a reverse mortgage on him?
Yeah, they did a reverse.
Oh, yeah, that shit fucking fucks so many people over.
Yeah, it does.
Ugh.
I hate that. I hate having to deal with that bullshit. That is... And my attorney, who was originally my dad's attorney, my attorney, and I fought U.S. Bank for over 8 years trying to get that paperwork. And we got something back, and it was translated in Chinese. And it was like, we couldn't figure out why they would send us like a document that was like all in Mandarin Chinese. And then it occurred to us that my dad's loan was part of the toxic debt that got sold and bundled off to China in 2008. So, yeah.
Same thing happened when my dad died. He took out a mortgage 3 months before he died for like 70 grand. And it took my brother forever. My brother was the executor of the will. And boy, it was a full-time job for him just to keep the lawyers at bay, keep people at bay saying, listen, you're going to get your money. We just need to sell this house. It's horrible.
That's what ended up I had to do to finally get out of the debt hell that I was spiraling into, was to sell 1937 Beacon Hill Road, Lexington, Kentucky. That broke my heart, because I'd lived in that house since I was a kid. It was originally my grandparents' house. It became my parents' house. it became my house. I felt like this is the house that I was born in, I grew up in, I'm going to die in this house kind of thing.
I understand.
And
I remember Steve Slack saying you were pretty upset about that. Yeah.
yeah, it was a hard blow to take, but it feels better now not having to worry about that. And now if you Google, well, there's actually some sites I could show where they have redone that house fantastically.
Oh, good. They're taking care of it. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, well, when it went up for sale, it had a complete makeover from top to bottom, and I lucked out. There is a person named Ryan Lemond. He's the real estate agent who helped sell my house. And he is one of the co-hosts of the radio program Kentucky Sports Radio out of Lexington, hence the KSR. Ryan Lemond, his little side gig is real estate. He was the only person that I could think of that I would trust to sell my house. I didn't, I thought, well, hell, I mean, everyone else is just going to fucking take advantage of me. At least with Brian Lemond, I might get a fair shake out of it. And I did. I got like $37,000 out of the deal. And it helped me, well, unfortunately, $5,014 of it had to go towards a titanium plate to rebuild this left wrist. The day before I closed the sale, the night before I closed the sale. I closed the sale on December 2nd, 2016. On December 1st, all that night, I was just moving stuff out like a madman. And there was a little patch of ice underneath one of the front doormats, and I slipped and bam, hit this right on brick. Shattered it completely. Shattered it to the point where the bone would not regenerate on its own. It needed the titanium plate.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with maimed by patches of ice. My brother-in-law was.
Yeah. And
he was also killed by COVID later.
Oh shit.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah.
God.
Brother-in-law.
Jeez.
All right, that's what's going to happen, Ragnar.
No.
Wear your mask.
I know. I got my mask. Governor.
Hey,
Polis.
Well, what U.S. Bank did is like part of a pattern. Like
Predatory
Wells
lending.
Fargo Bank ripped off millions of people and caused an enormous amount of problem. And Elizabeth, that's why Elizabeth Warren created that bureau, Financial Services Bureau. Financial Consumer Protection Bureau, I think it is.
They're just
it was helping until Trump started disassembling it. Oh, it's Princess Wee. Oh, Princess Wee.
Hi, Princess Wee.
Howdy, hi.
Hey, Wee.
I asked Reverend Stang if it was all over, and he said, "Oh, I'm sure there's still some people hanging out there." So,
we'll be here until X Day next year, until there's a vaccine. We've decided,
I saw Stang in his little red underwear pants this morning.
Underoos.
Oh, lucky you.
He was wearing red, I believe, tighty reddies.
Yes, tidy reddies. He was.
Hey, that's it. We should come out with Ivan Stang underoos that have a little cartoon Stang holding a camcorder.
Nice not having to drive 2 days in order to get back home after the next day.
I know, it's so nice, so convenient.
Nice to not have to have packed everything that I need for Starwood Week the week before, so I can go to X Day.
Yeah, there's some upside, yes, to having those things canceled. But next year, I hope to see you and Doug in person at X Day.
Oh, that sounds great. I'd love to see you there.
We'll be vaccinated and we'll be bold.
And we'll be
vaccinated and bold. That will be my new slogan.
Now, should we have it in Denver, where we have legal mushrooms, or should we have it in Glen Rose, Texas, at the
That's
state?
right. Also, Oakland, California has legal mushrooms.
Have it in Florida.
I don't want to get bit by no snake.
All right, Denver then.
Giant boa constrictors wandering around Florida now.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's actually
they're good at eating. They're good eating.
Right? There's actually sportsmen that hunt pythons, that are,
Right.
ball pythons and stuff.
Their
It's crazy.
whole job is hunting escaped giant pythons. And I have a song. My band has a song called "Runaway Python." And the symbolism is a little mixed, but you can imagine. But
Sounds like a porn soundtrack.
It makes me think of the Tom T. Hall song "Sneaky Snake."
And it's set in Florida. The song. I'll send you a file for it if you want. If you're in
Sure.
Florida. You guys, my email is Screaming Geezer. It's the word screaming and geezer run together @gmail.com. So if you guys want to contact me there, you can. And if you contact me there with your address, I just might send you a book if you want one.
Is that double G or just one G? Is it Screaming Geezer?
Two G's. Screaming Geezer. Both G's. And it's spelled, Screaming Geezer @gmail.com. How's the weather there in Texas, Is it miserably hot?
It's hot as hell.
Devilish hot?
It's hot as hell.
And all the snakes are coming out?
Oh, yeah.
All the rattlers are coming out, and your poor
Oh,
puppy got
it's a
bitten by
great
rattler.
day for snakes in Texas, I'll tell
I
you.
heard your doggy got bitten by a rattler and survived.
Yes, that was quite the ordeal for all of us, especially financially. But
Yes.
really hard on the dog, too. I mean,
Yeah, I would think so.
incredibly hard on the dog.
Did
So
you ever
good that
find
Buddy
the snake?
survived that.
Oh, no, he went wriggling off into the grass.
Well, this
That's what
bastard.
Paul Mavrides said, did you ever find the snake? And I said, no. He wriggled off Trump-like into the grass.
Those snakes are there's so many of them out there, And I used to live in Pinole, and there was a little place nearby called Rattlesnake Grotto. That's how many there were. Where Pinole, California, was East Bay, San Francisco. It was just, I used to have to catch them on my property, and I would put them in a bucket and take them out to the most wilderness area I could find and let them go. I caught several rattlesnakes.
Huh. Wow.
You can do it. All you need is a forked stick and caution.
Right. A little bit of
And in
ball.
fact, there's a rattlesnake roundup in Texas, isn't there?
Yeah,
Right
I
down
forget
the
where
street
that's
from
at.
us. Right down the street from us in Walnut Street.
Do they capture them and eat them, or
Oh,
what do
yeah.
they do?
No, they don't eat them, but they do capture them, and they have a big auditorium, not really that big, but a small auditorium where they have a big like plexiglass in area that they fill with hundreds of writhing rattlesnakes. It's really pretty scary. And then they do demonstrations in there for you to show you how to deal with rattlesnakes.
I hope they don't kill them all.
How does a rattlesnake hold
Dangerous and
a
scary, but-
rally sign?
How does a rattlesnake hold a what now?
A rally sign, a protest sign.
Very carefully.
I hope they don't kill them all. Rattlesnakes are an important part of the ecosystem in many places, and they're wonderful animals as long as they don't bite my dog. It would really upset me if they bit my dog, I must admit. But they should not be just summarily killed.
Yeah, I have no idea what there was to fear in a rattlesnake bite, but it's pretty scary.
Things? Oh.
Yeah.
It will work.
I'm
We got water
participating next day
moccasins
right here.
here.
Wasn't this also the year
Day.
of those
Like the Zoom
gigantic
thing.
hornets from hell? That was
That's right, for the Asian hornet, the Asian giant hornet.
Yeah.
There are only a few of them found in America so far, but they're really scary. And one of the scariest things about them is that they attack beehives, and they lop off the heads of bees.
Ugh.
It's
And
like
then they
it
bite
is
the
exactly
bee.
like the Yakutisma, the scorpions of the earth that Jack T. Chick would draw in his like end times comic books.
Did he call them
Exactly.
Yakutisma?
Yeah.
Is that where you
Yeah,
guys get that?
That's
The
nightmare.
head of a lion and
Jack Chick, what a guy!
no, the head of a man and the body of a lion.
Every time I think
I'm gonna have to
Dead
sign
now,
off,
I
but I'll
think
be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huey.
Bye. Bye.
Cave art shows no sign of dragons. They emerge in human history.
See, the women can't stand this. They can't. Not for long.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Which is a bigger problem for some of y'all than it is for others.
well, I bet so. Yes.
Yeah, our problem is we got a plague of skunks that are invading our property.
That's happened. I've been around that. We've had that problem too, where I lived in California. Where do you live, John?
I'm in the west end of the San Fernando Valley. We had 6 skunks in our backyard, all crowded together last night. And
well, it was for X Day.
Yeah, I mean they're cute little creatures and everything, but I'm afraid I'll walk out there, one night and it'll be bad. So I've been looking for fox urine pellets and things like that, but they don't have that at Home Depot.
What's your church name, John?
What's that?
What's your church name?
Satellite Weavers.
All right. Okay. Right on.
Satellite Weavers? Holy
yeah,
shit.
He's here.
Yeah, your artwork is peppered all throughout the books, if I recall.
Yeah, I managed to infiltrate.
You did the garbage bin with the human being tossed into it, if I recall. Is that
I
right?
don't think so. I think that was Mavrides.
Oh, sorry.
Paul and I split up the book, and he did half of it, and I did half of it.
Oh, I see. So you're the other artist that I've been wondering about.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful work.
Well, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted,
Well, you must still be doing art of some kind.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to banish the tuxedos. What am I calling them? The tuxedo squirrels out of my backyard.
What you want to do is like, they have those glands that they use to spray. You capture one and you put some paint in that gland, and then you point them toward a canvas and startle them, and hold them like this, and you spray, and then it'll have the smell and the paint, and it'll be a huge art trend, man.
Yeah. Just take them to Walmart and let them go. If you could trap them,
or do that. That would be great. I wish you would.
I tried to trap rabbits in our backyard, and I managed to catch one. But the thought occurred to me: what if I catch a skunk in the live trap? And well, I looked that up. You hold a blanket up in front of yourself, and you walk slowly towards the trap, and you drop it over it so that the skunk never sees you. Then you pick it up, put it in your pickup truck, and drive out in the country and let them go. But I don't have a pickup truck, so I'd be putting it in the back of my Prius.
Right, just hoping that it doesn't fire away in your Prius.
And if it does, you might as well burn the car, right? So where do you live?
Me? I live in Washington State now.
Oh, that's nice.
Across the river from Portland, Oregon, where I kind of grew up somewhat. I was in punk rock bands in Portland, Oregon, and I've started a band there. I moved back here like the elephant going back to the graveyard, and
you get weather up there.
Started another band, and I'm in bands out here. But I was in California for 25 years. I was in the Bay Area mostly, in Los Angeles for a while too.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco for about 5, going to art school, and for some reason I moved back to Texas after that.
Many an encounter and meeting I had in San Fernando Valley.
Yeah,
and I used to live in Thousand Oaks, which was kind of down that way, I think.
Man, I went outside, and it's hot out there. Gotta hydrate. So who else is out there?
Oh, we're all around.
Everybody.
Yeah, all sorts of people have been popping in. A lot of folks that haven't been in 20 odd years or more.
Well, that's because it's a lot easier to get to this than it is to get to X Day.
Yeah, it's been nice.
I've never been to X Day.
It's an experience, but that's about all I can say about it.
The first step is to clog up your toilet and let it sit for a few days.
Yeah, you want to get that Jenkum production going.
So, John, are you the Hell Swami John Hagen? Is that who you are?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's John Hagenbrenner?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you were Hagen. Of course, that's who that other artist is. That's right. Now it all comes
Man of
back
many
to me.
faces, yeah.
I had to put
Oh, yeah. Hagenbrenner. Okay.
brain to
what's
work.
up,
and
John?
Is that John Hagen?
He is a great saint of the church.
He's blocked.
We're not worthy. We're not
He
actually
hates me.
worthy.
Right.
Well, none of us are, but, here we are anyway.
Hey, John, it's nice to see you face to face since you blocked me on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I know so many people through that social media connection that I've never met before.
Yeah, I appreciate your artwork in the books of the church.
Well, thank you.
He isn't actually a flat earther, is he? He's God, say no.
Yes, he is. He's totally one.
He is John Shirley.
Seriously, really?
Yep.
I think so. I think he's serious.
It's a kind of, it's a kind of weird little mental trap to fall into that makes people feel strangely good about
Says
themselves.
the guy with the
It's
globe
like
next to
really
him there. Johnny Shirley, all of your books and everything that you need depends on the ball that's next to you, boy.
What if it's not just a flat Earth, but if it's also an infinitely flat Earth? It goes infinite in all directions.
That's right. It does that with curvation.
No, it's called the Infinite Plane Society, IPS, Infinite Plane Society.
That's the Charles King Johnson model of flat Earth with
They
the
call
celestial
that
dome
Texas.
over it.
Okay.
Drive all day and still be in Texas.
But then the trouble is, you guys have to believe in a giant conspiracy that.
No. John, don't start with John.
See the astronauts around them.
John. You see how you're just talking pure assumptions right now, and you're only talking to yourself? No, and you're not talking to anyone.
Now,
I'm not talking about what I actually believe in. You're just believing about
this is
assumptions.
actually
No, you're not interested in what I actually know and have tested. You're only talking.
No, you can't. All the tests were done centuries ago, and are still done all the time.
Yeah. Tests from people much smarter than you, right?
Yeah, yes, indeed. People smarter than me proved that the Earth was a ball circling around the sun.
Just like I tell my mother, mind control doesn't work on me. Do it to other people. It doesn't work.
Oh, now and you believe in mind control? Okay, all right. Now I see why you blocked him. All right, I'm going to.
Why are you guys doing this? Don't you do this every day on Facebook? You fight on Facebook. What are you doing it here for?
I know, right? I agree, Philo.
What you doing it here for? I mean, go back over to your Facebook group and fight over there. We can just have fun here.
I'm just glad I caught this on YouTube because this is gold. This is YouTube gold for me.
It's as soon as John goes, hey, he's not actually a real flat earther, is he? What happened?
Don't even entertain it.
Oh, this is bad. I'm getting out of here. I can't wait.
Oh man, that's sad.
See you on the saucers, Philo.
Philo's an administrator in the Flat Earth group.
Certain people, as soon as you bring up certain topics, their brain shuts down. It's like, I talked about my best to this exact thing about. It's like you bring up something, and your brain shuts down. You're not allowed to bring as soon as you bring it up, no longer anything you say is serious, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. My friends have made me the godfather of their children, and then they don't speak to me for 5 years, and then they apologize to me for being such assholes. You see how that works?
My grandfather.
To me, it doesn't matter. I haven't mentioned it to any. I've been talking politely to Stang, to Hal the whole entire time. I didn't believe nearly anything Hal brought up. Okay, that's the thing. But when you go, but when you try to be rude and bring up assumptions about shit that you don't know about, oh, he's not a real actual flat earther, is he? And then you talk about assumptions about shit that you think that I believe in. So it's not that you're interested in talking with a real flat earther. It's that you're not even interested in having a conversation at all
about exploring possible options.
So, like, I won't even engage you. Like, the disrespect is so far gone. You don't believe in mind control, do you? What the fuck? Are you serious? What do you think school is? What the fuck are you talking about? What?
School has always been mind control. Are you kidding me? Another brick in the wall.
Somebody told me, they go, you're not somebody who thinks that you can think for yourself, are you? And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is the type of people that, yes, I am sorry. I'm sorry that you don't think for yourself and you think that other people are smarter than you. I do my own tests. I test my own theories and hypotheses and ideas. And then I come to conclusions off of cross-reference and peer reviewed science.
Well, that makes you super great then. That really makes you super great.
No, it doesn't make me great. It just makes me more experienced than you.
It makes you really awesome. Wish we could be like you.
No, it's just like when you smoke DMT, you know more about the world than people who don't smoke DMT.
I wish I could be more like you. What do I have to do so I can be like you when I grow up?
Oh, yeah. There it is. It's Bob and John Shirley coming back. That was a short break.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that people who are against science are harming people. People are dying because of anti-science people. So it's guys like this who are actually causing people to die unnecessarily from COVID-19. I'll see you guys next spring or next summer at X Day in person.
All right, John.
Imagine thinking
that. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen your face, John Shirley.
Is that John Hagenbrenner?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Hello. Who's talking?
I'm not. I don't have my camera on.
Okay, it's Mama Cat.
Oh, hey.
Sorry.
You don't have a persona. You don't have a manifestation.
Yeah. Philo's lurking in the background.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to expose more people off of this pathetic conspiracy.
My grandfather in the 1930s for the University of Wisconsin did his thesis about natural fluoride in the water.
Sounds like a hoot.
Mm-hmm.
Purity of essence.
Yep.
Purity of essence. Yeah. Well, I'm from Wisconsin. I guess that explains a few things.
Cheesehead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm from Illinois. I can say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was born there, but then we moved to Texas. That sealed my fate.
Oh.
We
see, now here I am in Texas. Same thing. I wish y'all were in person. I'm making some country style pork ribs right now. They're gonna come out really freaking good, I think.
Yeah,
are you boiling them?
No, I'm slow roasting them in a rub for about 2 hours, and then I'm gonna baste them with a style sauce, and then do them for another hour. I miss helping Heathen with the X-Day grill, feeding y'all while you're all tripping balls.
Yeah. That's the only way I survived was Pontus Pressure over there keeping me fed.
Yeah, Pressure is another foodie. That's one of his redeeming qualities.
I remember.
And his sexy legs.
I remember that X-Day gruel that me and Bucky, Reverend Bucky, made.
I heard tale of that actually.
Geniuses.
I want to remember that Rocknar did make a gruel with Bucky at some point because people either complimented it or bitched about it, and I can't remember which.
It was a little bit of both. It was just like,
why not both?
It was a little bit of both, yeah.
It's funny because I'm actually banned off of Facebook and my own group of 4,000 people, so I actually can't talk about that. So Philo said, "Why don't you go talk about that there?" I actually can't talk about anything there.
Sam Stutler, is that you?
Good.
And I never brought up
No,
any
I can
flat
bring him
Earth
in
until somebody tried to make
Oh
fun of
my
me,
God.
and I shut him up.
It is after X Day. I promised I wouldn't bring him here for X Day, so.
Oh, I was just talking to him about the Texas super strain of COVID that apparently we have. He just made me aware of that. I was like, oh shit.
God, man.
That sucks. It's all down in Houston, but still.
Yeah, Houston is pretty
He'll be
big
here in
hotbed.
DFW next week. Yeah.
Ooh. Everyone's obsessed with invisible balls. You notice that? Invisible balls.
Those are the guys I can actually feel in my hand.
Hey, John Hagen, what's an invisible ball? That'd be Corona. Invisible balls that everyone's scared of, right?
And Drew, what's making it a super strain?
According to the article that Sam Stutler sent me, the Houston doctors have found a variation that's making
The
it
spheres. Oh my God.
a bit more
Fear of the
contagious
spheres.
and a bit more successful in transmission, unfortunately. Now,
It's
I've heard that
growing new
Chicago
bugs.
had its own variety, but this is the first I've heard of a Texan mutation. So,
Well, it couldn't be the fact that they're not freaking doing any distancing or masks. No.
well, yeah, unfortunately, we had a whole bunch of that, and now my neighbors are wondering why they all got dry coughs.
Wow.
Strangely enough,
That
hanging
is
out with you
great.
guys in here is a lot safer than going out there.
It's a beautiful
mind.
Everybody
It's very
stays away
good
from
for
Sam
mental
Stutler
health.
anyway, so I know I'm safe around Sam Stutler. So he ain't gonna.
I'd be safe for many of his punches. Hoyo!
Now here's a thought: how many days left to live does Ghislaine Maxwell have?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, we need to start a betting pool.
Yes, I give it 90 days. And I wonder if she's going to do like Jeffrey
Maybe
Epstein
right.
did and just have her lawyers just like, reserve out the meeting room for like 6 to 8 hours a day and just buy up the vending machines of all their snacks so that she can give them out to all the other prisoners so that she can buy their favor.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that's all Epstein was doing in those final days was he would have all of his lawyers come in and basically just sit with him in the room and, they would buy up all the snacks in the vending machine and give them out to Epstein would give them out to the other prisoners.
I had not heard that. Very interesting.
Doesn't sound like a guy who's about to kill himself.
Right.
Is Ghislaine Maxwell going to die of the COVID-19?
Right? She's got a lot of. She knows where a lot of bodies are buried. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Epstein die of COVID?
Yeah.
He broke his neck in an unfortunate, experimental, sexual accident with his partner, in the cell.
No, I thought it was autoeroticism.
rare
Yeah.
symptoms.
Yeah, he went out like David Carradine did.
And Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Tied his own hands behind his back.
No, I refuse to believe that Robin Williams did that to himself.
I'm still upset about
Wait,
David
wait, wait.
Carradine.
Robin Williams was
Oxymoron.
erotic asphyxiation?
Yeah, in his
He hung
closet.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did hang himself. Yeah.
Hung himself
But
from a doorknob.
But he left a note saying he had some terrible degenerative disease he didn't want to go through.
That's exactly what one of our old Clench members did, unfortunately, two years ago.
Damn.
And his
Yeah,
Marin
one of my old
County
high school
neighbors,
friends.
Robin Williams' Marin County neighbors were all like, looking at this media presence and just like, would you please kindly leave? We're normal people here. We're trying to live a normal life here.
First define.
He was disturbing everyone.
Well, his death had brought the media to everyone.
Oh,
it
okay.
was
So
where-
the media was disturbing everyone.
Right, the media, they had descended upon Marin County once it had been confirmed of Robin Williams' suicide.
I remember hearing the news of that as Ferguson was going down right when I was leaving St. Louis on a trip back from Chicago. My kid and I had stopped off at Six Flags earlier there, and we heard some rumors that people were pretty freaking upset in Ferguson, so I decided to skip a little bit further down the road. Glad I did.
Damn, someone's rocking out.
Yeah, they are.
Dr. Pan's Funkly is fucking going nuts.
So, Satellite Weavers.
Yeah.
What's your favorite piece of artwork that you've contributed for the church? I'm curious.
I don't know.
All right, never mind then.
Yeah, the masthead or the triangular logo, where I'm kind of like those.
Oh, wow! The triangle or the logo. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to pour through a book of the Subgenius or something to refresh my memory.
So nothing really just leaps out at you. Okay. Yeah, that logo right there, that Rev 80 is showing up. Is that you?
What?
Yeah, that's John Hagen.
What are you talking about, Rev 80?
He's showing the triangular logo.
Oh.
Say hi to 80, so his...
Yes, hi.
Oddly enough, I've read so many books. I became an official Subgenius 2015. I've read probably close to about 100, maybe a little bit over, since that 5 years. It's not too much, but I mean, it's enough. And but here's the thing: I started the second book of the Subgenius, the book
Revelation X.
Yeah. And here's the thing: I've been a fourth of the way through that. I started the chapter about Slack, and I never finished it. And I seriously, I can't. I have it. It's right here. I have it, and I've been on this book. This is the longest book that's taken me to finish. So I'm like, yeah, is this damaged me? Is the Church of the Subgenius damaged me?
Tales of Bob has taken me a while.
No, well, you took the chapter on Slack to heart.
Off.
I just stopped reading.
Yeah,
so I'm like, what the heck?
I get it.
And actually, I talked to you actually. Actually, we were in the midst of an online argument in my Facebook group, the League of Extraordinary Flat Earthers.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, literally, I was reading the book, and then I seen your artwork, and it said John. I go, dude. I go, that's you. I go, I'm in an argument with you, and that was like 2 years ago. But then we feuded for like a year, and then one of us blocked each. I don't know. I think actually each of us blocked one another. Yeah. I don't even really remember, but it's pretty close. And but it's still, you know what I mean? Like the other Philo, dude, I thought Philo was gonna be more nice than you, and Philo hasn't blocked me. And you have, and it's like, shit, he was way more upset than you were. That's weird.
Well, Philo's just kind of sitting back in the shadows watching all this stuff go on. You know, I was vigorously trying for something. I don't know what. I spent some time talking with moon landing hoax guys, and you know, I understand the pattern. I understand, you know, the pathology behind that kind of stuff, and I know that there's only so far you can go with it. So, you know, once the entertainment value dries up, you might as well get out of the room.
Speaking of entertainment, I've got a dirty joke for you.
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you call a prostitute with a runny nose? Full.
Oh.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm available for bar mitzvahs.
Do you do a bris as well?
Yeah, as long as I don't have to put my mouth on the peener, I'm fine for a bris.
As long as you get a tip, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, something I learned honestly through this past 2 days on being on these Zoom calls is I had a revelation, and I was like, because I didn't say much yesterday at all. Today I was saying a little bit more, but here's the thing. What I realize is that certain people, they don't want to hear anything about us. Like if there's specific things, and they don't want to hear a goddamn thing about that. And it's like, all right, but here's the thing. I didn't bring up anything. I didn't.
Somebody actually pointed out the fact that this was in your name.
Yes. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like
he
I
walked into his own reaction trap, basically.
Yeah, it's like I didn't say it for the day and a half. I didn't say a damn word, and then suddenly and it's like that's the thing. And I said that earlier today before it happened, and then it happened, and I'm like, see, and I'm like, that's the thing. I'm like, you brought it upon yourself, and it's not that I was being rude, and I wasn't clearly. I'd rather talk about Alan Moore and comic books, quite frankly, and it's like.
And the weird parallel between V for Vendetta and the current 2020.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I got so many people pissed off at me when I posted that.
I don't know.
My favorite Alan Moore was The Watchmen. I really love that book. It's one of my favorite books.
Well, because apparently the thing I posted about V for Vendetta is an alleged virus, so they thought I was trying to say that the coronavirus wasn't real.
Ah.
And I was like, I'm just sharing a post from the internet. I didn't notice the word alleged in there. Give me a break.
Well, another reason to become a member of the church is the medium. You have a whole new medium to express yourself on many different mediums. And then I didn't realize about the comic books industry is that the comic book industry is a whole medium on itself. And I'm like, that's even better than the Church of the Subgenius is comic books. You can create characters that already exist. Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Joker. And then you can create stories off of these characters that already exist, copyright it, talk to the people that are already involved and say, listen, I'll sell you this idea. It's better than yours, but you got to give me the money. So that's the thing. And it's like, okay, I get it. I'm like, now I'm starting to realize it more.
Well, Hal and Stang would tell you all about Classics Illustrated, and how they would read things like Edgar Rice Burroughs and things like that. And comic books are a very important kind of form of keeping people literate that otherwise would not have the patience to read actual books. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, comic books are a great, form of, storytelling.
Yeah,
It's kind of it's sort of a slippery slope into literature, you might say.
Yeah.
Yes. It sucked when I was a kid. I got punished for reading comic books, and now in modern schools, they're lucky. They want the kids to read the comic books because of just the fact that they're reading.
Yeah, well, that's what Alan Moore was bringing into the comic book industry was actual literature and story, trying to make sense of all this crazy.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, what's up, dude? You got some static.
Let's see what I can
do. Could you mute yourself, maybe? There you go.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
There we go.
Biology soap.
Biologysoap.com.
Marsha McLuhan said the medium is the message, and
We still have these Slack pucks available. Order now.
There's three
Fucking
words
sweet.
that if you mention them to any Apple device user, they will immediately strike fear, and that is Songs of Innocence, as in the U2 album.
Ha!
Yeah,
that's the one they tried to push out to everybody's device, right?
yep.
They did
They
push
did.
it out to everybody's device.
Oh yeah, they did. That's right.
They didn't. It wasn't just like, hey, we'll give you this free album if you're an Apple device user. You just go to this website and download the song. No, they just went ahead and just shoved it into everybody's iPhones and iPads. And I'm working at Apple technical support at the time. And one day we just get all of these angry calls. What is this? What the hell is this downloaded into my iTunes library? And I'm like, I'm sorry, that is Songs of Innocence, the U2 album. They were giving this away for free. Well, I don't like this. And 9/10 of our job at Apple is keeping the customer satisfied, because they're going to get an email survey, and if they don't rate you perfectly on that survey, Apple finds an excuse to fire you, basically. So basically, Songs of Innocence was just Tim Cook's half-hearted attempt to get rid of people he doesn't want to have to pay for, which is tech support people. He can get a tax break for an employee that he hires, during the quarter. So why keep regular staff going, that you pay well, when you can pay people every 90 days for a temp job kind of thing. And you have to be really crafty to survive at Apple technical support, because they do their damnedest to try to fire you for the least little things. And I survived. I survived.
The thing that made me lose faith in Apple was the round mouse.
Yeah.
Molotov Kafka, you are Mr. Stephen Carter, am I not mistaken?
You're the
Mr.
celebrity,
Kafka.
John.
Yeah, you need to unmute yourself again.
Oh no, that's Molotov.
Yeah, Molotov.
Yep, that's me.
Hey, okay.
It's St. Andrew, Chinese characters, Facebook. I post on your stuff.
All right, okay. Good to see you in person.
Yeah.
Virtual person.
This guy eats so much awesome food, let me tell you.
Right? He's the one that lives in Japan, right?
I think he's.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
You turned me on to OSI Star. I love that group now because of you.
Oh, it's you, yeah. That's great.
Okay, so I'm officially very jealous of Rumi's jam, and you always post your pictures of your breakfast sandwiches, and it always has a bit of her jam on it.
She makes good jam.
Yeah, I bet.
Here you go, gone when I get back from dinner. Great X day. Bye.
Bye, Jim. Hi.
Let me mute myself so I don't crowd the thing.
Next year in Dobbstown.
We should do some like Dobbs art where it's like, you lead people, that are, willing to go into this building that says cure for coronavirus, and they're being willingly led into an abattoir.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I came out to just hang out for a few minutes, and but this officially concludes my X Day. So I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to have a nice hot dinner. I'm going to slack off and watch some television, and watch a movie or something, which I haven't done all week. And then I'm gonna go to bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock tonight.
Sounds good.
Good. Get out of here, you old bum.
So, But happy X Day, everybody, and thank you all for coming. And next year in person. Good to see everybody.
Yay!
Yeah.
Nice to see you,
Take
Joyce.
care, y'all. We'll see you in a bit.
Hey, Genocide's back.
I just woke up.
My ribs are about done.
We also just woke up from a
You,
nap.
you missed some WWE shit.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care about that.
Nice pipe, John.
Anyway.
Actually, I went to the local pipe smith in my neighborhood, the oldest place in town, and I'm like, do you have a Dublin? Because apparently the Dublin is the pipe that Bob smoked, and he's like, I do have a Dublin, and I bought one for $40. It's upstairs.
I thought it was Dr. Graybo. But
well, that's what everybody was buying because Dr. Grabo you could get one for $15 at any pharmacy. But last time I tried to find a Dr. Grabo's, it was like $65 or something. I got this one at a flea market.
We still got a couple pretty nice Meerschaums. They stay locked up though because they're fragile like an egg. But they're nice. They're like some real solid Turkish Glock Meerschaum.
It'd be fun to carve Meerschaum. Do a Meerschaum pipe of Bob smoking a pipe.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be the ultimate pipe. You could
Yeah.
drop out of Bob's head while he's smoking drop out of his pipe.
Well, y'all, I think I'm going to be heading out. It was a wonderful X Day. It's great to meet you, John Hagan, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time. I'll see you as soon as I can.
Good to meet everybody. The pancakes are worn off. I'm going to go forage for some sustenance.
All right.
Good to meet all of you. And,
Well, take it easy, Hell Swami, and all you wonderful people.
Molotov Kafka. Are you Mr. Stephen Carter in Japan? I'm trying to recognize the face. I know that face. It's matching faces to their reverend names that I have difficulty with.
I'm gonna be put on some athletic clothes and go down in the hot sun and shoot some baskets soon. Sweat out this little bit of alcohol, and then I need to read and finish the second book of the Subgenius, and then get on to the third. Imagine what I'm missing.
Probably missing out on the Three-Fisted Tales of Bob.
Oh, I have that. I have that one too.
Very good. Good read.
I mean, I have books that they say, multiple books that say they teach you how to read faster. And I read a few, and it may have worked, but how many books can you read? How many books can you read?
I think any type of speed reading course would help you get through the Book of the Subgenius or any of those books.
I have taken speed reading courses, and it's interesting because it tells you to to use your vision to see words and sentences ahead, and so then you're already seeing it before you read it, and that actually worked too. But Seriously, there's got to be a way where you can be like a child and just waft it into yourself, it's like, and just waft the whole book in. There's got to be.
Whiff reading, it's
Yeah.
called.
Is it?
Yeah, the Church of the Subgenius calls that whiff reading.
All right, I had to have stolen it off of the church then. I've seen kids, Chinese kids, like meditators, and they're like trying to impart. They put the book in themselves. They put it in their head. They're like, all right, I got it.
I think when you're a kid, you try to do that, just to see if you actually can get away with not having to read the actual book. So you just like put it under your pillow when you sleep at night, and then you just wake up with a stiff neck, going, "Ah, God damn it, ow."
Yeah, I'm gonna do a ton of promotion for the Church of the Subgenius, which I've already done. Last night I upset very many people, but it's so funny just mentioning it, just bringing up the church. It will upset so many different people, and you'll get to see all their personality. And that's the most startling thing too. Another thing, it's like
Mr. Carter, CAFTA.
The people inside of the Church of the Subgenius.
Hello. Mushi mushi.
Konnichiwa.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Konbanwa, genki desu ka?
Emperor.
Hold on, I got everything muted. That's what it is. All right, now I should hear everybody again. Yeah, okay, now I can hear people.
Nice.
Mr. Carter. Can you hear
think-
me?
I don't think he can hear you.
Raise your hand if you can hear me.
I'm the only one.
Oh, well.
Emperor Newman.
No, we have another circle in common I was going to ask about. Yeah, you. Yeah, the good-looking guy over in Japan.
I want to know how to say frop in Japanese.
Well, if he would talk to us, he'd tell us, I'm sure.
I want to know how to say it's frop time.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Newman, not you. Oh, wait, we might have him back on.
Hey, he hears us now. He's got
Oh,
the
that's
earbuds.
good.
Me?
No.
Governor Rocknar?
No, Molotov Kafka.
Romuluk?
Molotov.
Oh, Molotov cocktails. Sorry about that. I'm an idiot. Had too much frop, sorry.
Yeah, you just muted yourself. Dang it. I want to talk to you.
Molotov Kafka. All right.
Now there's a Chai Goth link between us as well, so I was going to ask him about that. We have friends in common.
Borupu hides. Ah, that's great. It's katakana syllables. Boropu.
Oh my God, these babies. These babies. The babies. Jeez. Babies. Come here, baby.
Oh, cute puppers.
So loud. They're so loud.
My mom would get basset hounds because they were nice, slow dogs. Not necessarily quiet, but they were slow dogs.
We got labs. a hunting family, so we got labs. They're good dogs, though. It's grandma barking in the distance. Oh, I might be picking up some fried chicken for dinner here in a little bit.
Where are you going to go, KFC or Popeyes?
A local joint, actually.
Oh.
You don't have Bojangles?
No, not up here in Montucky. No Bojacks.
No Bojangles.
That's too South Carolina for these parts.
I think they're supposed to be got a strategy of working their way slowly up north.
I've heard good things about Bojack's chicken.
It's all right.
I like Popeyes, but I like our local joints that we got more.
Any idea what happened to Reverend Ivan Stang? Did he get abducted?
Abducted or ruptured?
No, he had to go to bed.
Yeah, he said goodbye.
He
He said goodbye.
He was up all night long and most of today.
He said goodbye like 5 times, but he finally said goodbye, I think, for the final time.
I bet he'll be back at some point.
What was the he come up with an official excuse this year?
Oh yeah, well Shinpath kind of did. Because he had X Day, first before any of us. So it was apparently the Chinese government would not allow the saucers to take anybody because of COVID.
Sounds good.
God damn it.
Damn shithole planet.
Yep.
That's about right.
I'm kind of surprised Pope Phil Monty wasn't in the Zoom chat this year. I mean, did Stang send out the invite, to everybody or just to people who requested it?
I think he sent it out to the people that requested it, but then he realized that everyone in Scrub Genius was already a dues member, so he just kind of let it out there.
Yeah.
Anyone play Last of Us 2 yet? I didn't. Video games are too long. Way too long. I think, anyway. I don't know.
Andrew, I think Ferg might be working today.
I floated down the river earlier, and I only fell in twice.
I used to live on a river, and I'd go drink really good beer at one of the breweries. And one night I decided to raid my fridge and have one more beer and go walk down to the river, which is right in my backyard. I'm looking at these rocks. It's dark, and I don't know why I thought I could walk in them. Almost woke up dead in a river. Found my glasses the next day.
There's this day camping, this day's access point about maybe a mile up from my house, and I just took one of the stand-up boards and floated down, and I fell in the first time because I hit a rapid and I wasn't paying attention, and I hit it sideways, so it just tipped me over. And then the second time I fell was I was at the very end of the float, and I was getting into the eddy that's right by my house where I can like go up the stairs my neighbors have, and I was a little too enthusiastic and tipped over doing that. It's cold. It's cold water. Been really wanting to just stand down at the bank and fish, but the river's been so high the past month. No point. But I'll get some fatty trout this year, I have a feeling.
Is there any gold prospecting up there in Montana?
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you want to go get a pan and pan it and stuff like that. My one buddy did have like a whole setup with a sluice and everything, but I don't really know about like a big vein or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, people definitely like pan for gold and shit up here for sure.
Yeah. That's something I'd love to do. And there's places in Colorado to do it too, I know, but you know.
There's one place I live pretty close by, and you can like buy a bag of dirt from them and like pick sapphires out of it.
Oh, prospector's dirt. Yeah, pay dirt. They're calling it. Yeah, they call it pay dirt.
Yeah, it's because there's actually a pretty big sapphire industry in Montana, and the one town that I'm kind of close to that does that is pretty known for the sapphire mine that's close by. So that's cool. And sapphires are cool. They're better than diamonds. Fucking racket.
Well, sapphires are kind of important because what do you think the touchscreen is for your iPhone? It's a synthetic sapphire.
They're actually like, you know, valuable minerals, unlike diamonds, which are a racket. I'm against diamonds because of the racket behind them. Oh, they're so valuable. No, they're not. They're worthless.
People only assign a value to diamonds based on the scarcity of them.
Right. The artificial scarcity of them.
Mm-hmm. It's like the De Beers company is like one of, you know, shit. Why hasn't BLM gone after the De Beers company for all the bullshit that they caused? You know?
Well, South Africa's a whole different story. Those fucking Boers. Ugh. I went down the second Boer War rabbit hole, and I don't feel bad for them getting colonized by the British. They kind of deserved it. It's kind of like, it's like the Civil War, but like, you know, the Civil War was like, oh, we want to keep slavery legal, so we're going to do the Civil War. And then the Boer War was like, the British are like, look, we're going to make you British, and slavery's already illegal. So, and they were like, no, we don't like that. Who's going to mine our gold and diamonds? Us? No, the Zulus are. Anyway, that's just my take from it. Shaka Zulu is cool.
What's going to happen with asteroid mining eventually?
Well, if the Expanse has taught me anything, nothing good.
The Expanse hasn't taught shit. Come on.
I like that show. It's good. It's no Dune, but it's good.
Dune is one of my favorite movies.
Education.
You guys know that was Kyle MacLachlan's very first role in anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually recently learned that, and I was like, that explains a lot about Agent Dale Cooper, a.k.a. the mayor of Portland.
The weird instrument that I play that's like right here over my shoulder, it was an instrument very similar to this one, was in the movie Dune.
The balisette?
Yep.
Gurney Halleck's balisette? Mood is a thing for playing the balisette, making love, and cattle.
See?
That looks like the balisette to me.
Yep. Actually, the inventor of this instrument, he still has it, and it's in parts.
That's pretty cool.
There's a clip on YouTube of Patrick Stewart at a Star Trek convention, and he's talking about how everybody was talking about Sting was coming, and
I wish it.
And he had no idea who Sting was. So, and then they tell him he's with the Police. And he's like, oh, he's with the Police band. Okay. So, again, when he met, it was a very awkward meeting Gordon Sumner for Patrick Stewart.
I only refer to Sting as Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
As it should be. Nothing against the Police. I mean, I like the Message in a Bottle song. I think it's fine. It's good.
Saw a documentary, and Gordon had some great stories to share with about peyote and mescaline.
Sounds about right. Hey, did you guys see Jodorowsky's Dune? The documentary about it, not the actual movie because it was never made, but the documentary, Jodorowsky's Dune.
Not yet.
It's cool. I came to the conclusion that it would be a god-awful Dune movie, but a still pretty cool, trippy sci-fi experience on its own. But it would be terrible as a Dune movie. It would piss all the Dune nerds, such as myself, off to no end. But as a cool, trippy sci-fi flick, it would have been top-notch.
For he is the KSR Hatterack.
El Topo was pretty good. That was my first Jodorowsky experience. And then I watched Holy Mountain, and I was like, yeah, I get it. Artsy-fartsy Spaniards.
The one movie that I was excited about coming out, and then you watch it and you're going, fuck. Because I remember reading the book as a kid, and that was Battlefield Earth.
Yes. Yes.
My goodness, what a horrible movie.
Is it?
But bless its heart,
I thought it was pretty
so
cool
hard.
recently. If there's any Ohio folk around here, was that the Scientologists got their fingers into the relief kind of thing they were doing. DeWine somehow let the Scientologists put a bunch of fucking pamphlets in to whatever kind of COVID relief they were trying to do over there. I thought it was hilarious.
The secret was exposed. Fucking Scientologists.
Well, here's the thing: you should buy yourself Grady or a slap chop from what's his name, Vince Offer from the ShamWow guy. Buy a ShamWow. You know why?
Did you get busted for methamphetamines or something?
No, hookers. But Vince, the ShamWow guy, has done battle with the Church of Scientology and won.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Vince, the ShamWow guy, used to be in the Church of Scientology, and he used...
Oh, yeah, I remember that, because
Right.
I'm a big Tony Ortega guy. I follow Tony Ortega a lot, and that whole article about that. Yeah, I fell down the Scientology rabbit hole pretty deep a couple years ago, and it's...
He puts...
Isn't he part of the FSM?
I don't know, but he puts anti-Scientology propaganda in every slap chop and Grady and ShamWow that he sells.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
As a subgenius, I hate the Scientologists because they're basically doing what we're trying to do, but like somehow succeeding at it, and that pisses me off because their message is way more dumb than ours.
And they're richer.
Well, right. That's what pisses me off about it. It's like they're doing what we're doing, but they're somehow doing a better job of it, even though their message is worse. Way less fun. Way less no kinky sex.
Yeah,
either.
Danny Masterson. Did you hear about what Danny Masterson is?
Yeah, I heard about Danny.
Yeah.
Up to 4 girls now. 4.
Oh, shit.
You know, he was the one that made Laura Prepron a Scientologist as well, because he got into the whole, like, trying to convert the whole cast of that 70s show, but it only stuck with one of them. And that was Donna. Now she's a big old shill for Scientology. My favorite Scientology shill, though, is Kirstie Alley. She's fun to piss off on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get her going about anything, you know, conspiracy related.
Yeah, but if you dog on her about Scientology, it's fun.
And that's why she was replaced with Robin Curtis in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock.
Yeah, I miss Diane.
They didn't want to deal with Kirstie's bullshit anymore.
It makes me miss Diane from Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, here's the thing about Cheers that everyone doesn't really realize. It's not that Cheers didn't go downhill after Diane left. Cheers went downhill after Coach died.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, I love Woody, but, I mean, Coach was Coach, and you can't beat Coach.
Oh, and I was sad when Harry Anderson died. Judge Harry from Night Court and Harry the con man from Cheers.
I honestly have to admit that I've never really watched Night Court.
Oh,
I used to watch this.
Night Court's funny.
I know.
Classic.
I just
Classic.
It's where Brent Spiner, you know, was he
got his
dumbass hillbilly who, you know, turned out he's from Yugoslavia and burned down his chicken shed.
I remember that. The exploding chickens one is one of my favorite Brett Spiner moments of all TV Brett Spiner things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more of a
prosecuting attorney, she was fucking hot. I can't remember her name.
I was always more of a Frasier
Marky
guy than
Post.
a Cheers guy.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, oh man.
So, Frasier, speaking of, when I was younger, I was totally a Daphne guy. But now, as I've gotten older, Roz is the one that gets my crank going.
I think I've realized something we could do. You know what the Church of Scientology has that we don't? A celebrity.
Oh, we've got plenty of celebrities. We've got other Spock. We've got Paul Rubens. We've got.
They have e-meters and private investigators. That's what Scientology has.
Do we have anybody that, like, random people in the country have heard of? Like Tom Cruise. Who is our Tom Cruise?
That would be Nick Offerman from Park.
Oh, yes, Nick Offerman is indeed our Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
See, he needs to be more vocal about it, though.
Well,
yeah, he's pretty vocal.
He has a
he's
contract
pretty vocal.
that he has to protect with, you know, never believe contract, remember? So he has to be very careful about, you know, what he says and does. Otherwise, NBC could fuck him over.
I do know he's been to an X Day before.
Who?
Nick Overman's been. Yeah, he's been to an X Day. I just don't know when. It hasn't been at Wisteria.
It was at Brushwood.
See, this is why the Church of Scientology makes so much money, because they've silenced Nick Offerman, and he can't advertise for it.
Because the Scientologists have private investigators, and that's what we don't have. They also have like $3 billion worth of property equity or whatever the fuck it is, too.
Yeah, but we can attract that sort of thing with a vocal celebrity like Nick Offerman. Oh, just an idea.
That makes sense. I could see it. I wouldn't be necessarily opposed with combining our powers with the Scientologists, but they're just so evil. I can't do it.
We also have Guar.
Yeah, we got Guar.
Stang
and to
will
an
tell you some
extent,
Guar tales.
Guar tales. Woo.
Zappa might not have been a subgenius, but he was pro-subgenius philosophy.
There have also been these hidden subgenius references that are placed in by random non-subgenius filmmakers, like Ace Ventura: Pet Detective has cleverly put in subgenius reference.
I think the MST3K guys are pretty
Holy
Bob
shit.
sympathetic as
Love
well.
that movie as a kid.
Yeah, I think Joel is one of us.
Yeah, well, they've made a few
Joel Osteen?
jokes. I mean, even in the new season, they have
No, Joel from
Joel
MST3K.
Yeah, Joel Robinson.
Yeah.
I do that is.
Joel was my favorite. I like Mike, but Joel is the best.
Oh hell yeah!
I could not get into the new remake with Patton Oswalt on Netflix.
I like it. It's good. You just kind of have to take it as not.
Although they did sneak in a Church of the Subgenius reference in the new
It's
Netflix.
Bob and Connie Dobbs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, they did. I watched that one recently, actually. I like putting that one. I actually don't really mind putting it on as like background. It's a good background noise kind of show.
And John Kay, before they busted him for being a totally depraved pervert, he had Mr. Pipe in Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I kind of hate, like, it's hard. Like, so I was watching, like, the new Looney Tunes that they have on HBO Max, and I was like...
Oh, God.
I like it. I thought it was fantastic. I think it's fantastic.
But they took Elmer's gun.
When I was first watching it, I was like, did John Kay have something to do with this? I don't like that if he did.
Yeah.
He does not have anything to do with the new Looney Tunes, so that's good, because he's a fucking creep. I can't watch Ren and Stimpy anymore. Not because it's bad, just because it's like, wow, John Kay, you're a fucking monster.
He really kind of was.
Yeah. No, I like the new Looney Tunes. I think it's fine. It's better than that stupid sitcom shit they tried to do a couple years ago. Remember that? Remember the Looney Tunes show? And it was like, we're a sitcom and we all live in a house. I was like, I don't want that.
It works better as Harley Quinn because they can, use the foul language and the, gory violence.
Right. Well, that's why I like the new Looney Tunes on HBO Max, because Elmer Fudd doesn't have a gun. Who gives a shit? It's Looney Tunes. It's still just fucking fundamentally 7 minutes of wacky nonsense.
Oh, you know what'll happen is they'll give Early Kyler 2 guns on Squidbillies. They'll give him his and they'll give him, Elmer Fudd's gun. Just so they
Is Squidbillies still on?
That's Early Kyler.
Still on.
That's Early Kyler. You can't compare Yosemite Sam to Early Kyler unless, like, Yosemite Sam has been doing, like, pounds of meth for the past 25 years.
You never know. That could explain a lot.
Could explain a lot about Early Kyler. Do not touch the tram.
I like it when that fat redneck bitch is like, don't touch my front butt.
Early, are we clear on this? Crystal. Okay. No. And then they realized that he was saying the name of his ex-wife, Crystal.
Does anyone watch the new season of F is for Family yet?
Kafka.
It's pretty good. If anyone is a fan of F is for Family, the new
Noticed
season.
you were here.
It's good. It's
Hi, Joy.
Barry Allen and shit. All right, I'm going to bring up a really controversial topic. I have less of an issue with Last Jedi than I do with Rise of Skywalker.
I stopped watching after The Force Awakens. I thought Force Awakens was absolutely fucking stupid. It was pretty much a reboot of A New Hope. Yeah, it's a reboot of A New Hope. That's all it is.
Well, technically...
Well, here's my thing about the trilogies. Of course, those people who are about my age are going to love the originals.
Even people who aren't your age, come on.
I love
Hold on. Let me get to my point. the second group of trilogies. They have their place. Yes, there is some massive problems. You know, there's a lot of different stupidity that they went to because of Joys of Disney. Okay? So they have their place. And they had to be told because, you know, who in the hell would say, oh, let's start at the fourth season or fourth episode of it. What's the other three before? So they had to tell it, but they told it the wrong way. Then the third trilogy, I don't quite understand it, but there's some amazing parts to it.
As soon as Palpatine came on screen in Rise of Skywalker, I like checked out. I was just like, all right, I don't care about this anymore. And it was the first 5 minutes of the fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of confusion. The first or the second trilogy group of trilogies, it was confusing. This next one, oh man, it was just completely.
Although I've come to the conclusion lately is Star Wars TV is really what is kind of carrying the mantle of good Star Wars things. Because Mandalorian is good. I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, I like Mandalorian quite a bit.
Yeah, and Clone Wars is really good, and the last season of Clone Wars is probably some of the best television I've seen in a really long time.
Oh, we were talking about famous members of the church. What about David Byrne?
Oh, yeah, David Byrne.
We have David Byrne.
We got David Byrne.
Scientology doesn't have him. We have
Scientology
him.
does not have Xavier Hollander either. We have Xavier Hollander.
Technically, Scientology kind of has the lamest celebrities nowadays, like Tom Cruise and Kirstie Alley and John Travolta. Like, who cares what they're doing? They're boring.
Oh, have you seen The Fan? Or no, what is it? The Fan?
That's
Fanatic.
right. We do.
The Fanatic.
We do have Bruce Campbell. We have Bruce Campbell too.
What?
Yeah. That's actually not really a secret. Bruce Campbell's pretty open about his subgeni-ness. But you can't be Ash and not be a subgenie. You can't, be Ash and not worship at the altar of Bob.
But I also think we have Vermin Supreme too.
We do have Vermin Supreme. I love Vermin Supreme because I was a Yang Gang guy, and Vermin Supreme totally endorsed Andrew Yang. So that makes me very happy.
I had to look all this stuff up.
Is probably a subgenius too. I could see it.
What we need is a subgenius in the White House.
What kind of non-subgenius?
We already have a subgenius in the White House. Problem is, he's gone insane from all the LSD he's taken. We have a subgenius, just not the good kind.
Well, he's technically not part of us. He's not us.
In the White House.
What?
Donald Trump is not a subgenius.
To be a subgenius is very.
Are you out of your mind?
Like, you've got to be like just below a genius, and if you go too far down, you just become a complete idiot.
Yes. I have to go pick up fried chicken. I will be back in a little bit.
Okay.
I will be back with breaded bird meat shortly.
Tell fried chicken we said hi.
I'll tell them all that.
Okay.
Hello, Nigel.
Hi, Joy. Hi, Nigel.
Love you guys.
We miss you.
I'm right here.
What?
Monday comes way too damn early.
Yeah.
I have to get ready for bed.
Is your states open up wherever you guys are?
No.
Same here.
No, but I've been working the whole time. I work in a hospital.
Oh, you poor guy. I have a lot of respect for you.
Oh, I just make sandwiches, dude. I'm nowhere near the COVID, folks. I make sandwiches for the doctors. That's all I do. So basically, I got paid this whole time. Yeah.
I still think essential workers should get paid triple for this.
Oh, I would love that.
I wish we.
But I'm just happy not to have my boss. I have no boss right now. I'm left alone. I go in for 7 hours a day, and they're happy with me. I love it.
I think many of us could use a second stimulus check.
I think there's one coming in September.
Really?
Yeah, I've been reading about it. It
Really?
looks like September.
Is it going to be just 1,200 again?
They said it's going to be more than that.
Oh, nice. Nice. I really need that money for, completing some projects.
Yeah, it's going to be 1,200 and a penny.
For essential workers or for federal workers or anything like that?
There's a whole bunch of banks that are getting in trouble because of the payroll protection plan loans that they were supposed to be giving out.
A lot of the banks haven't received their money.
Well, no, a lot of the banks were giving, like Wells Fargo and stuff. They're giving away the money to their preferred customers, not as on a first come first served preferred customer basis. They were supposed to have like application forms on their websites by a certain time, and they didn't.
It is what it is.
Oh.
But at least we're number one in the COVID cases.
Yes, we are. How are we doing on this?
I think we're up to 350,000.
Almost to the high score.
Yeah, we're so close to getting a 1-up. Yeah, I think we're up to 350,000.
I'm in Texas. We're just trying to prove that we can outdo everybody else on the number of cases.
Yeah, Texas, Florida, and New Jersey, I think, are the big epicenters.
Mm-hmm.
2,874,817 according to Johns Hopkins in the United States. 11,367,743 worldwide.
Do you guys know anybody that's tested positive?
A few people who, are in the call center actually did have to self-quarantine for about 14 days. Yeah, because of it. So yeah, it hit our call center.
I actually lost a great uncle from partial of that because he had some other health issues, but he also had COVID. So yeah,
it just kind of
He didn't die from COVID, even though they said he did. But
I know
my
somebody
mom forced me to stay at home for a week because I had a stomach virus with 2 days of fever, and even after going to the doctor, and they told me no, they didn't do a coronavirus check because I didn't have those symptoms. I had a fucking stomach virus, and they kept me home the entire week.
That's ridiculous.
It's fucking out of hand.
I did have one friend who had symptoms, but something stupid about where he went to get treated. They tested him, and they still have not gotten a test back from that.
Well, there's a bunch of coronavirus test kits that were from China that were defective because they all test positive.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been reading a lot about defective test kits that are showing up positive.
That's why I kept working. I want to keep all my PTO until I absolutely need it for something like this.
The question is, are they defective or are they already contaminated? Like, are they just contaminating people at the drive-thru?
Certain people who keep going around the testing stuff without their mask on ain't helping matters.
Yeah, like with my job, like I deliver mail, and I deliver to 2 clinics on my route, one of which is an actual COVID testing center. And so, like, literally, I don't go inside. I only go through the double doors, and I leave their mail in a bucket on the bench right there by the front door, and I wear a mask when I go in. But for the most part, like, I mean, I don't have to wear it when I'm like in my vehicle and stuff like that by myself, but I take precautions when I go to that particular building more than anything. And then if you have to talk to anybody like face to face at their door, but for the most part, it's just keep up good hygiene and stay the fuck out of people's bubble.
On an actual plastic bubble.
The thing is, keeping out of people's bubbles seems to be more difficult, but the hygiene thing just makes me wonder how nasty people really are. It's like when this whole thing started, soap disappeared off the shelves. It's like, who ain't been washing their hands the whole time?
To be fair, if people are staying 6 feet away from you, you can afford to not put on deodorant that day.
No. Nope, that's a mistake. Don't fall for that. No, yes, you need deodorant. You still need deodorant, even if you're getting more than
Hey, you still
spreading coronavirus.
You still need to have good personal hygiene.
Yes.
Controversial.
I question the need for deodorant, but I wear it because, well, I don't want to get in trouble at work.
Also,
once coronavirus, you don't have to wear masks.
You need to wash your no-no place.
That's
Let's
right.
stay clean.
What are they about to go do?
You don't want crusty crotch.
My crotch is beautiful and magnificent. Thank you very much. I have many reviews on Yelp to prove it.
Oh my god, me too.
I know, right?
Krusty Krotch sounds like a really old Disney character from
sounds like SpongeBob, Krusty Krotch,
Minnie Mouse, and Krusty Krotch.
Yeah,
right across the street from the Krusty Krab.
That's the gay bar that SpongeBob goes to.
That's the strip club right where Pearl works.
Yeah.
Fucking exes let me down. Now I gotta write another rent check. Fuckers.
What do y'all think of SpongeBob being gay officially by Nickelodeon?
I've always thought he was.
Do we really need an announcement to tell us that?
No, actually, the creator made the announcement that he's not gay. He's asexual. He's part of the LGBT community, but he's not homosexual. He's actually asexual.
Yeah, because he's a sponge, and sponge is like... Aren't sponges like hermaphroditic?
He might be homo-romantic, but does not give a fuck about sex.
Yeah.
I think SpongeBob's official sexual orientation is cum rag.
Come on, you know he's a top.
Like, as long as you're on the bottom of the ocean...
Well, that makes Patrick the bottom, then.
You're releasing...
Squidward is...
Have you guys seen the episode where they're eating the cheese off of the hooks or whatever, off of the hooks, and then they ride the hooks up to the top, and then Patrick's over there like sucking on the hook, and it's like going through the back of his head and shit. It's just my favorite episode, and I just thought it was funny. That's all.
Funny. Nickelodeon, they would always sneak little shit like that. Rocco's Modern Life has all kinds of hidden little adult jokes.
Dude, I was watching Ren and Stimpy the other day.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't remember it being like that when I was a kid.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
You could actually take two sponges and jam them into like a drinking glass and just add a little bit of lube and go to town to it. So I think that's what SpongeBob's sexual orientation is, the poor man's fleshlight.
Shit.
Well, the Animaniacs were also very adult oriented too.
They were, yeah, but it was also Warner Brothers was trying to keep up with Disney's Bonkers TV show. I think wasn't Bonkers like part of Disney's like Liquid Animation Daytime or something?
Well, clearly,
that's a question.
Bonkers was not anywhere near adult.
So that I can sleep tonight. Is it okay to jack off to a picture of an underage girl if you are also underage at the time that photo was taken?
Not necessarily. Depends on the age difference.
It depends on if you're still using it after you're overage.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a photo of a 15-year-old, but I was also 15 at the time that the photo of her was taken. So I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you're okay. That
right?
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. Thanks.
I don't know what to say.
The dead dog at X-Day gets creepy.
It's like you got clouds there, Fid.
Go hit the showers. Ooh, there's a Fid.
Yeah, Fid, looks like you are in a cloudy environment.
Yeah, it happens. From time to time. This Florida in the summertime, it rains for like 5 minutes every day.
Hey, NJ.
Hello. Hi, Joy. Hi, Jack. I mean, Nigel.
Scalpod, finally, you got a camera.
Hey, I got a camera and I got a girl too. Look, a real live girl.
A live girl.
Hey, Scalpod.
How's everybody doing?
Scalpod.
We got robbed once again. Oh well.
Hey, do I see
Scalpod.
Ankara?
It's good to see you, Scalpod.
Ankara.
Hello.
Hey, Scalpod. Dr. Ellis and Ferg say hi.
I'm over here with Nigel and Joy.
One for each. We're in process of moving into a new house, so it's been somewhat chaotic for X Day. Not like the usual, very calm, planned, methodical X Day.
Hi, Scalpod. I love you.
Hey, Fid Chuli. I love you too. You're way up in the sky. How did you get up there?
I'm currently broadcasting from the gunner turret of my pleasure saucer.
Nice.
Yeah.
So no, who's flying then? Nobody?
Oh shit! You're
It's
right.
just on autopilot.
Oh, God, hold on. I gotta go.
It's more fun being a gunner anyway.
Oops. Yeah.
All the way until you hit the mountainside.
Those old-fashioned like B-52 ball turret gunners. I want.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
That's good. Did you ever see that old what was it, Amazing Stories TV show with the guy in the ball gunner turret, and then oh my God, the landing gear busted and can't come out.
And he draws.
But we
that
have to
cartoon.
land, but we can't get him out because the hatch is fucked.
Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's in that episode.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one actually.
It is. It's one of the best because
was he in that one?
Yes. Kevin Costner. He's the head. He's the lead pilot. But yeah, he's the one who's basically like getting everybody to have faith in this drawing, basically of a landing gear.
No spoilers. No, we got to let them watch.
Yeah.
Amazing stories. They were ahead of their time.
They were. The only other ball turret reference I can think of is maybe Heavy Metal.
Memphis Belle.
Memphis Belle, yeah.
Yeah, there is a shortage of ball turret references in the world.
That's true. It's ripe, untapped territory.
Millennium Falcon gunning doesn't count.
We need to use the newly developed fracking techniques to get all of the ball turret gunner jokes out of North Dakota as fast as possible.
They are hogging them out there. They have that national resource we could all be getting the benefit of. They're hoarding it up for themselves. It's just not fair.
Although we're doing some sound after that.
What's that? Oh, it's because yeah.
Speaking of balls, I woke up after X Day and my left nut has a huge rash on it, and I showed everybody this morning. Just if you need proof, go back. You refer to the minutes.
Well, Cat Feather said she was doing a lot of ball busting last night.
I asked her. I was like, "What did you do to me?" Because I fell asleep before 7 a.m. and I woke up
we
with
all
a rash
saw
on
what
my
she
left.
did to you, man. We all saw. We were all sitting here watching it.
I hope it was funny because it itches right now, and if it wasn't funny, then it's not worth it.
Well, pressure got his nut. We know that much.
We were watching him for several hours, just sleeping away on camera.
That's okay. I rubbed a bunch of CBD infused lotion on it, so I'm sure it'll be just fine in a jiffy. It has real CBD.
Oh, is that stuff that Peas was hawking?
Is
that Peas CBD? I want to know if that's genuine Peas CBD.
PCBD.
Speaking of ball busting, she's back for more.
Cat Feather, what? It's time to be honest. What did you do to my ball last night?
She busted it.
I don't know.
Was this like Bronco busting, or?
Oh, it was worse, man. Much, much worse. That's like Budweiser Clydesdale kind of ball busting right there. Not just Broncos.
All the guys who are into the stomping are like, yeah.
Yeah, are you sure that's CBD or was it CBT that she was doing?
My God, I've made a horrible mistake.
Some people have the weirdest fetishes.
Whoa, way to fetish shame.
Hey.
Yeah, don't fetish shame here. We don't conspiracy shame either.
Yeah, some people have weird fetishes.
Yeah.
Others have perfectly decent God-fearing fetishes. But some are weird. I only have fetishes that are endorsed in the Bible, in Leviticus. There's a list of fetishes to choose from that are endorsed by God, and I chose from that list.
I'm only fetishistic about fetishes, so my fetish is collecting other people's fetishes.
My fetish is giving the middle finger to people that are people's dogs as they're walking them down the sidewalk.
Oh, you're the dog flipper offer.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
read about you.
Nothing makes me more hard than giving somebody's dog the middle finger.
You got nextdoor.com all aflame, let me tell you.
I've heard of house flipping, but not dog flipping. Cow flipping.
That's what they call the bird dog.
Karen gets pissed at you, but the dog doesn't know what it means, So hey, what's the big deal?
Even better if you named the dog Karen.
Why does it have to be Karen? Why can't it be like Deborah?
You need to ask Karen.
Cheryl.
Susan.
Yeah, Karens are bad, but feral Cheryls, if you ever run into one of those, you just need to run.
Karens.
And what about the Cathys? I mean,
yeah, Kathy's another one. I would go, man, that's a Kathy right there.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference between Kathy's with a C and Kathy's with a K. Kathy's with a C are much more conniving. Kathy's with a K are more kind.
Yeah, Kathy's with a C managed to finagle their way onto the comic page.
Yeah, is that why I hate that
Somehow.
comic?
Yes,
Or what?
that is exactly why you hate that comic. You've been programmed to hate that comic.
Nice Sasquatch T-shirt.
Thank you. I wore it just for this occasion, this disappointing occasion.
Can we watch you go down that slide, Fid?
Oh, really? Good eye. Yeah, you ready? You want a first-person Call
I
of
want to
Duty?
see him get in the baby seat. I want to see him get in the baby seat.
The CBD might not have kicked in on his balls, though. You know, you might want to wait on the seat.
This thing, I'm going to take it off the chains and just wear this baby seat as underwear.
If you don't think that he can cram his wispy, wafy
Yeah, what are you, like
hips into that,
35
you're
pounds
crazy,
of
man.
What?
You just got to pour himself into it.
Fid is like
around
35 pounds soaking wet.
like a pro wrestler.
He's going to start in on that Charles Atlas muscle versus muscle training program.
Fid Chuli, the new luchador.
At some point, Cat Feather will quit kicking sand in his face, and he'll finally be able to man up.
I just wanted to quit kicking sand on my ball when I fall asleep. And why didn't she get
your
both
one remaining ball?
Yeah, why just the one ball?
Oh, that's tradition. That's tradition.
Because you just wanted to get into the Stang Club, or what? You already are.
See, I'm not the only person that ascribes to the lone ball theory.
He wants to get into the inner circle, as in Stang's pants circle.
It's a sign.
Didn't Hitler have one ball too?
No, just Stang. Stang.
Yeah, you're thinking of Stang. That guy did all those horrible things. Yeah, that wasn't
I
Hitler.
mean, Ankara knows too. I mean, Ankara's old enough. He remembers way back.
All right, are you ready? Here we go. Call of Duty first-person view style. Down the slide. Oh,
25.
fuck.
Does he get his
that would look splintered.
underwear wedged?
You know, this is
Now,
one thing about
show us the slide. How much skin did you leave behind?
Not enough.
you know that's what's wrong with the society. Kids these days don't understand the concept of metal slides in the summertime.
Oh yeah, those were the best times.
Oh, there's
The pussification of our society.
There's a slide ride over at Kings Island in northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, and you have to ride these burlap bags. And I made the mistake of as a kid, I was trying to grab onto the side of the slide, and I burned my hand. I was like massive blister from just like a friction burn from the fiberglass.
Yeah, I know where Kings Island is. It's not that far from me.
Yeah, they probably still have that slide. It probably still has my DNA somewhere on one of the slides.
Yours and the DNA of 10,000 other people.
Yeah.
All haplessly commingling there happily.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're mingling, and they're going to create a superior being.
Commingling DNA.
Hear that? Or there'll be like some apocalyptic event, and then aliens will have to clone humans from whatever sources they can find.
And all they could find was that slide.
Yep. They found tons of needles, but they all had like HIV and heroin in them. But not used.
Sounds like a. It sounds like an episode. It sounds like an episode of some show that we're putting together here. I'm just not sure which one exactly.
It already was an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Rubber Man.
Oh well, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why it sounds familiar.
You never did hear anything from William Street or Turner, did you? When I sent in that Aqua Teen Dobbs head? Never? That's a shame.
Silence. I hate silence.
Yep, there it is.
There's the meat Bob.
Who killed it? Whose fault was it?
Who killed the meat Bob?
And I miss interacting with Scalpod.
It was me, Ankara.
See, we kind of.
I know I get blamed for a lot of this, but no.
We kind of, we're wondering where should Meatwad's eyes go, and we thought, should Meatwad's eyes be Bob's eyes? And I thought, no, I thought it would be a kind of better effect if Meatwad's eyes were separated, and Meatwad was just part of part of his scalp there.
I didn't hear anything you said past the word Bob.
That's by design. That's the filtering.
Bob.
Yeah, I filtered all that out.
The psychoacoustic
I don't ever
filtering.
want to hear what you said either, by the way. Just let me do it and say that now.
Did anybody hear what Jim Baker said recently? He said that if Donald Trump isn't reelected, that a transgender is going to be teaching your children about anal sex.
That's who taught me.
Sounds like he's got someone already lined up. Has he revealed the information of who it is going to be that he's picked?
Someone's going to teach it.
Sounds like he's already got him on the payroll. Can we check their tax forms? I got to get me one of these funky backgrounds, but I'm going to do it the hard way. Like if you see a Mayan pyramid or some shit behind me, it's going to be because I actually trucked my ass all the way to the fucking pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Just you wait and see.
When you said the hard way, I literally thought you were going to go get some poster board.
No, it'll be because I actually traveled there. It will not be a hastily drawn, half-assed representation on a piece of poster board behind me. It'll be real.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for an image.
After all this X-Day falderall's over, you and I, Scalpod, need to talk about the Nether.
Oh, I'll talk about your nethers. I mean, sure. Minecraft, yes. Oh, yeah.
I got some plans to try and maximize that. I just want to run them by sometime when we've got a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll do a little digital pruning. Snip here and a snip there.
Joy just asked you, could she watch?
Yeah, I was about to say, is this some kind of fetish talk that I don't understand?
He's in training to become a Minecraft rabbi.
So let me
you gotta have a steady hand.
So the point of the game is to craft stuff to mine with, and then mine stuff to craft with.
Yeah, that joke straight up from Rick and Morty. Thanks, buddy.
I can't figure it out.
Just as a side note, because I know Pressure was saying something about talking up any stuff, things, projects. We are still running Tap House IRC. You probably already know that. But on the side, there's actually a Tap House Minecraft server, which is why me and Scalp, I keep talking about this every once in a while.
Sam Span from the Tap House Minecraft, correct? That's as good as the answer, I think.
Sam. Oh yeah, Sam. Sam. I don't think so. Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in there. He just followed you around.
Try Triology soaps at triology.com.